one quick second.
Yeah.
How's it going, Shorty? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Went out for some wings and beers, and kiddo was not taking them that early.
All right, we could.
Dumpster fires here. Then that means they're gonna go sideways.
Damn right, man. Keep me waiting for wings and beers and shit.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you know, guys? All the moves that we needed. I guess I don't know what you guys were doing today, but I had a hell of a fucking busy day. So just to kind of recap, I joined when I said that we were gonna short somewhere around here. Do you guys recall that? I said that we were gonna be shorting somewhere. It was around here that we wanted to short it. Do you guys recall that? Maybe not. If you're not live, none of this is going to make sense. So we looked short it here, and then we said that the exit should be somewhere in the bottom line, and then that there was a high chance that we were going to be pushing from this demand zone all the way to the top to retest this balance zone here, and it's also our demand zone from VPOX, and we went right to it. So 39.60, so which is good. Good progress on the market. Let's see what is going on 30 minutes. All right. You guys able to see my screen well, or?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right, so we have this little channel, guys. What is these lines here? This is deleting a bunch of lines here. Let's see, let's remove this. Okay. So fairly simple, honestly. If we're able to break this trend line here at 39.82, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to push over to about 40.30. Let's just look and see if there's anything hiding there in that area. Okay, so there's a little bit of epoch here at 412. So about 30 points potential if we break this to the upside tomorrow. So we'll watch it, and you don't know if you're going to get it or not, but I'll be aware of this level here. This should be noted here, 39. Wow, that's par. 3903. That's your VPOC for tomorrow. So if you do come around, that would be a nice little area for a bounce. Right here. So we'll watch that tomorrow in ES. Other than that, I mean, obviously, if you want the bulls to kind of take over and be serious about a return, where do you guys think that level is? What level do you guys think we should take over in order for bulls to gain some kind of momentum and control?
Right about where you did your red there, and it looks like 4 VPOCs right in that pocket.
Yeah, so you have a little bit of here, right? I mean, this area right here, so if you look at it, this is a strong supply zone. I mean, this is going to be, it's going to be pretty hard to get over this.
Yep.
So if for some reason let's say we're able to break 40.30, we break the 40.70, and then you have the VPOC at 41.20, you get over all of these things. The 41.50 will be super hard, and that means we have potential. But then you have, a true reversal happens at 4,300. Once you're able to break this triple top where the sell-off started from, then there's a potential that we would or could go from here to here rather quickly, meaning that you just get some nasty, short squeezes and short coverings, and then they push the price from here, and then you could get the next leg down. Because, the put collection, they probably were hurting a little bit, right? On that side. So I would not be surprised if soon we see a little rip. And this could be it, where it goes over this zone, comes back, and then proceeds higher. So something to watch out for, but these would be the levels I would wait for 39.82. If we see the weakness, let's say tomorrow we are opening in the cloud and you see a lot of weakness, well, there's a high chance that they would push it to this double XPOC here, which would be your like 4,000 level. Well, if you do the range around it. So if you do this, let me just kind of draw it out for you. So it would be here that you'd be looking for a rejection if it doesn't happen overnight. Somehow, always the easiest plays are taken out during the night. I don't know why, but yeah. So this would be the area you're looking. So it has a little trend line here, and then it has this. I don't know where is this coming from, this area, but it's been respectful a few times. So I'll be looking for that rejection and then go short, or if we have strength, go over, retest, and then you get the levels. I think 40.69 over 413 is easy. I think it would literally slide 50 points there. NQ, oh, sorry. Let's see this guy. Well, in a lot worse shape than ES. So what do you guys think will happen here? Okay. There's a lot of crap here. How about we just kind of delete it? So demand was right around here, as you guys saw. And we can bring it back. But it was right around here that we had the demand, and we were right below that. So usually what happens is that you would get, when you dip below such a strong support and you come back for a retest from the bottom, usually if you read the trader book, the trade Dale, it could set up for another leg down, but I think there's a chance. Are we up or down on futures right now? Does anyone know if you're ThinkOrSwim? Can never tell the percentages here on this.
They're green.
I think it's up. Last time it was up, I think.
Okay. Let's see. How's it looking? How are the futures? Oh, wow. Nice little rip, but doesn't mean much till we open tomorrow morning. So it'd be nice to see a little bit more of that. So obviously, you know, you have a VPOC here. This is a really, really strong. You guys see that that's a double XPOC here and a one single VPOC. This would be my target for rejection. If we get over this 1277, there's a strong chance we rip all the way to 1287 right here to this level. And obviously, right, you can take this on the retest and then you drive it up, use your trend bar, not the Momo, the other one, to stay in the trade. You know, if you catch the Momo to the upside, you can use it, but and then obviously this level here, this is also similar level that, you know, you saw the S&P, I think, come down from the triple top. So something like this. And this right here, do you guys see the importance of this level? It's actually more important than the one above it. This right here will be a disaster once it reaches it. This will be really, and then there's an, oh my God, you guys see how many like double XPOCs are moving up? Like it's gonna be really, really hard to get these shorts to stop selling here. There's a lot of resistance moving up. So we'll watch this level. I mean, once we cross, call it, you know, 12.1. Once we get over that, there's a strong chance that we're gonna push. There's not much volume here on the bottom. But there's all of, like this one here, it really is just, I don't even know what kind of shape this is on the volume profile. It's just kind of flat, evenly distributed. This one maybe a lowercase p. This one is a B shape, lowercase, and then this one kind of lowercase b, but not really decided here yet. But I would expect the team, you know, the buying team of the United States to step in soon because people are hurting on all fronts. When you think about it, right? So you have people hurting on inflation, you have people hurting on their maybe on their jobs, right? Because the jobs report was not the best. So at some point, something has to give, unless we're entering like stagflation or whatever, and then we're going to be in really bad trouble here soon. And I'm not going to say who you should think, but think wisely soon. So let's see. So we have the ability to go over this. This is a high potential for a rejection here, guys. Really, really high. But let's see how the futures do. So, if we are able to get over this trend line and this and kind of go higher, that'd be a good setup. So over 12.1, we have about, maybe 200 points. But you guys have seen lately, like, if you don't take your profits when they're there, there's a high chance they're going to be gone in the next 15 minutes. So especially in these markets, you want to learn how to take, how to take profits, because you want to keep your chips on the table for a longer period. So this level right here, I would be looking to, if you're going to short, if, tomorrow, let's say we're dancing around it, this would be your level to short, and then, we have a strong potential to go below that. We just got to find the level. Where do we get out? Okay, let's use volume profile. Somebody use me. Okay, so I mean, you guys see where we are. If we're able to cross that, I mean, you do have a chance to right here where we targeted it, right? 12.3 maybe. And then if we lose this support where we kind of bounced, so we bounced right from here. I'm surprised we got a bounce here. Really surprised we bounced here. This would be the area where it bounced. Close enough. So that'll be the next level where we go to. But I think we're gonna get a relief bounce here soon. And it could be tomorrow, right? So if you think about it, tomorrow would be a perfect day to trap some longs, thinking, you want to go long and swing. And you remember last time when people saw this, remember, they were here and they're like, oh, look, a fucking ascending triangle right here. Well, they got a little less on the ascending triangles here. And, it dumped, obviously here. So I'll definitely watch this break here, retest, go long, scale out at this level, but that's a lot of points here. I mean, we could get 180 points tomorrow if the futures line up. So let's see. Qs, I mean, really nothing changed on this from the drawings that I have here. I'll just go on the weekly. I believe I already have trend lines. So if you guys look at the weekly here, okay, I'll just change this to like red. We're in a down channel. So obviously we're in a super duper big down channel. There's some wicks here. If you guys see that little, do you guys see this little indecision candle? Here, let me just hide the volume profile. So I can... You guys see this little guy here?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
If you think about it, that really created that imbalance for the most of the market, right? When we were going up, you see here we had that one, and then we triggered a selling from it, and we never really came back to revisit that imbalance. So now if this buyer was fairly serious, and I don't think he was, the volume is really not confirming any of it. You want to see the spike in volume when you see the imbalance order come through. The only way I see it, I hate to be as pessimistic as this might sound, but this would be the level where we eventually need to revisit for the buyers to be interested. So this is the area, right? And in between, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of indecision candles. There's here, you know, you have some support there. There's your pre-COVID highs. So if we're able to lose, you know, let's say we lose this low, it was 286. We're going, you know, what was this? 285. We're going 276. So I would not be surprised if we bounce here and then kind of go to 306 and look for a rejection. So let me look at this in 30 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes. This looks a little bit cleaner now. So this was the flag that I was going to break here. Remember, I was live, if you guys recall, that I was going to short this here, but yeah, I had a really crazy day at work. A lot of companies are going to be doing a lot of firings soon. That's all I can tell you. Can't speak much more than that, but a lot of companies are going to be doing stuff like that. Yep. So I mean, this would look promising. If we go here and then dump, that'd be great. We should just be there to catch it. And this will tell us where. Yeah. So most likely we're gonna have a little bit of rejection right here at the 200, 300 level. I'll definitely watch this. There's a ton of epochs here. And, you know, you just mark them and be aware of them, right? So in case you're taking a trade long, they can guide you to what level you're going. And this one here is going to be soup. You guys see how important this level is going to be? This is your major supply right here. This is the one you really care about right now. Like this 320 is going to be deadly. If this ever makes it to 320, it's going to get slapped. Mark my words on that one. So they'll wait for the channel break and then they'll retest. Okay. Let's check SPY. Oh, wow. Okay, SPY. Wow, okay, interesting. So we came close to that shorting level there. It was nice. Okay, do you guys see where we were headed? Anyone? Does anyone get a clue?
220?
320? Well, no, like
No.
where we're gonna reject.
Oh, good.
Should be rejecting here. So there's a lot unusually, so check now, right? So the volume came in from about, let's call it 3 o'clock. They really started buying SPY today. I mean, I don't know who's buying. So if you check yesterday at 3 o'clock, nothing really, you know, let's see, where is it? I mean, not a lot of buying at 3 o'clock yesterday. And then you check today, there's some green candles here on the volume side as well. So it'll be interesting to see if we get continuation tomorrow. Just delete this for a second. Okay, so there's something to notice. So do you guys see the imbalance candle anywhere here?
Second to last one.
Which one?
It's near the 10.
So you have this one here, right? And then on the top side, you have a handful, right?
Yeah.
So you know, you have a handful of them. So you have one here, which is your red one here, right? And I would think it's going to be a little bit lower than that. This candle, I would think it's going to be more prevalent to this candle here. But let's see, maybe I'm wrong. And then there's, if you can't tell, let me just remove this. Because my red lines up perfect with those red candles. It's kind of hard to tell. Let me delete this. So if you look at this, right, so there's a nice kind of the supply zone that was being created here. If you think about this big old candle here, look, it came back, rejected, came back, rejected. Well, now it has many little supplies in between, right? And I'm on 30 minutes, right? So, I mean, obviously, you know, for scalpers, it has one right here. And then right above that, it has another one there. And what I mean by, like, it's going to be hard to get some of this stuff is the pivots that we have, right? On that, when you enable your orbs, if your daily pivot, your weekly and the monthly pivot are above the price, that tells you that we are in a really, really tight market to get over those levels, and it's not going to getting a lot of push to get to those levels. So tomorrow, most likely, this is your rejection point right here, 394.62. Pretty high chance it's going to reject that, right? Knowing that, I would expect 395 to be hit, and that this little guy comes back down to, you know, to continue its journey down. Let's see. And there's a triple top. Okay. Oh, you know this. I'm gonna draw this guy. Does that look parallel? I don't know. I seem to be blind tonight. That's pretty good. And 30 minutes. You have. Trying to find that candle there. All right. This POC could be used for potential bounce. So tomorrow, this could be the rejection right off the, you know, in the beginning. If they start ripping, 395 would be the level that we hit tomorrow, and then come back down. Yeah, I mean, there's a strong chance of that.
Yeah, the 394 50 area was from a deep hawk from a long time ago, from back in March
Yeah,
last
it has
year.
a lot of potential here to reset and hit it again. Well, let's see. And then, if we break, honestly, to go along on something like this, I personally want 400 to be reclaimed. And it's a psychological number, and you need to get over it. God, I hate these colors that I have on the candles.
Shorty, the thing you mentioned earlier about the QQQs going back to that level where the imbalance was occurred, that looking at the SPY that way, would that mean the 220 would be
Let's see.
for SPY?
Let's look at it on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, so you had a large order come in on this candle here, so yeah, you'd be looking in this range. I know it's a big range, but also it's pretty hefty, right? I mean, it went 440. So yeah, I mean, there's when you look at it that way, maybe if you go to 3-day candles, you'll see something cleaner. Yeah, see this? Look at the 3-day candle here. So yeah, honestly, that would be the potential for the zone here. And then obviously you have some in between, right? There's some here, a little bit of here. Maybe this one here as well could be used. I just don't see a lot of follow through on it. There's some right here if you look at it, but not really clean. You want to see a pump in the volume and a big candle follow through, like right here. Like that's a good area, like 340. That's a good area for. And look, look at your volume profile. I mean, we're in a dangerous water right now of potentially going all the way down to this, which would be right there at 340. And look what that lines up with. Shit.
Wow, confluence.
Yeah, well, it's a nice confluence here for 340 revisit. They just got to kill shorts a little bit. The goal is to, because if you think about psychologically, they scared a lot of people to buy shares, right? So they achieved, of scaring you to buy long. Now they're going to kill those brave shorts, and then they might rip the market. And then, hey, you didn't get in because I was afraid. So that's how they get you. Okay, Tesla, man, this was just beautiful today. So this was my level to bounce and play the stock. I think I posted this before in the morning in my shorty corner. I believe I did. Let me make sure I did. Yeah, I did. 687 target. And look what happened. I mean, it went $7 below that. I honestly don't know why they dipped it a little bit, but then they came back close enough for a retest, and then, I mean, it went. Yeah, I mean, it had almost $100 drawdown today. Well, yeah, I did. 680 to 760, so $80 rip from the bottom. And if you bought it at 687, that these contracts moved. When I looked at them, I did not have a single trade today, but when I looked at these contracts, guys, they were moving nice, like super nice. So let's see. Kind of looks like a cup and handle in 15 minutes here. If you think about it, right? Now, if it drops, see what 65 minutes. We're in still in the down channel. I mean, nice one. I mean, if we are able to break that tomorrow, I would say, what is this? No, it gives me two levels. 732. I mean, we have a chance, to go higher a little bit. And then, we look for VPOCs. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of them on Tesla. Okay, well, that's your target right there. There's your first. And then, do I have to tell you what you do at this level, or you guys got it?
short.
This is an easy short. So most likely it's going to be choppy tomorrow, to be honest with you. The mornings are not going to be fast. They're going to play super slow to get people excited. Maybe a early typical day where they spike it, create a wide balance, and then they literally drag it out till like 3:30. So they collect the premiums because they're they're hurting a little bit too, probably. When the hedge funds move so much stock, when they're rebalancing, selling, and so on, it's hard for market makers to kind of make money. So what do you notice? What happens? Well, the VIX pumps, right? So the only way they collect money is by increasing premium, and you pay premium on the contract, so they collect more. And that's pretty much what's kind of happening now on market maker side.
Can you check out Apple, Shorty?
Yep, as soon as I finish this guy. Yep, so this trend line, the yellow one that you're seeing, guys, here, this is a fairly big trend line here. So that's how I got kind of like so if you look at the confluences, right? I mean, I have multiple touches on this trend line, 1, 2, if you want to call this one 3, 4. So I was like, okay, and then you have this, I drew it kind of, in line with this one, even if this one, if it goes down more, as long as you draw it parallel to this line, I was expecting a bounce here, and then you look at the volume profile, it was kind of like right there where the bounce happened. It was even, if you take this candle here, the middle of this candle, 675 would have been the area of a bounce. And then if you look at this, just look at the VIX here. Look at that now. And what most people do, or what I would do as well, is when you have something like this, if you're using volume, VPVR to draw, once these levels start moving so much, you can't rely on the session day volume because everything's kind of lost to the left after a certain number of days. It makes it really hard to find them because you go back, right? Even in TOS, you go back and you're searching, and it's like, man, where is it? So the best thing you can do is, kind of use the visible range profile to find these things. Okay, now let me look at 65 minutes. I mean, yeah, it has a lot of support here. So the only way you can short this, and it might be tricky to short tomorrow more so than going long, is break of 675. And I know it's a lot of points, but that's the only way you short it. Make sure. And if you're brave, here, there's a little bear flag. So you could short this, but then be aware of these levels that you have for potential bounces. Okay. Did it break 140 yet? Oh, no, not yet. Wow, they really had a nice sell-off here on Apple. No Apple. No, I was shorted below 141. You see this nice little area? Has a potential for a $7 drop here. And then when you think about all just the timing and all this crap that's happening, so the people got the dividends on May 6th, right? So where's May 6th? Somewhere around here. And then they literally waited to get paid out and then poof, start selling. And now you have a little skinny belly here. And then the best case scenario is if this really wants to kind of go, and let's say it wants to revisit, you want to short here. This would be your area for shorting. And then, you would draw your little area around it. So this would be the really, really nice area for shorting right here on Apple. Right here. So if we get a bounce, it could be a nice bounce. Look at maybe just 65. I mean, I would think it can push it to here tomorrow, and it could definitely go up here and then dump. It's going to take time for this to retest all-time highs. So what do you guys see here that's interesting, right? I mean, we drew the channel. If it does come back to here, this becomes a very easy, what?
Short.
Very easy short. So I'll definitely watch this tomorrow. This will be kind of like your trend line. I mean, look at this. So I just drew the parallel channel from this one here on 4 hours. This is our major channel with the line. And what do you see intersecting here? Yeah, so, and I would not play 0 DT on these shorts right here. I'll probably play, what is this? I'll probably play next week. You can play like 135s, 140s. Even 130s could pay on this. I would definitely watch this for a short tomorrow if we rip. If we break this level here as well, the 141 out short below this. And then the only way I go along, obviously, is if it reclaims 150 and then it goes. Hopefully that helps you, Cuban.
Excuse me, Shorty, I just wanted to kind of recap what you said. Did you say to go long at 141, or on your chart it says short at 148.37?
So it's two scenarios, right? If we see the market's ripping, you want to enter a short here on the downside. If you see that we're approaching this supply zone, right, and the candles are getting smaller, you see the weakness in the market, you notice SPX is turning, let's say VIX is rising, ads dropping, you're looking to enter a short here because you have a confluence of items that's going to send this stock down. So if we rip, you want to short it here on the high side. That's your best risk to reward. And then let's say we are dancing around tomorrow morning, we're kind of open flat and we are here. Well, then you want to play the breakdown of 141, whatever that is. Let's call it 141, or a retest of it, and then take a short, probably a couple of points, like $6. It might not happen all day because Apple rarely drops $6, $7 in a day. I mean, it did today, but so two scenarios: short it here or short below here, depending on how we open. Because I can't predict the opening. I just have to have the scenarios and how I want to play it. So long here above it, short here, or short here, and then you have your targets if you use your volume profile. We'll hide the other one for a second. And I mean, you see here, but it's also like a VPOC area. So there's a strong, really strong potential for a short here, like a super strong here. I mean, if it breaks this, the market's going to rip all together because Apple will carry it on its back. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand it now.
Yep. So I usually, what I do is I plan my trades, and you guys see me sometimes pointing the arrows. I just play reaction to the market. And sometimes I'll predict what happens just because I've seen it a few times on how they play, and I start thinking like how psychologically they want to play it out. And then I just kind of, play out my levels so I know what are they planning on doing. And to me, it looks like, tomorrow might be a good day where they pump it a little bit, but then look at the confluences here. Right, so I'm on 30 minutes. I just drew 2 points. The third point touch would be here off of this trend line. Then the bottom trend line of this big channel here that you just saw also lines up perfectly with this one here, along with the VPOC right here. And we have a supply zone kind of like right here being built from these levels. So if it can break this, I'll play the retest and go long. And honestly, I would say we're reversing and the bottom is in. But I'm pretty sure they're going to reject it here. I will bet a little bit heavier on the short side here than long side. Unless Apple makes some announcement on a car tomorrow or something interesting. I don't see them going through it. Okay. What other we got? So Amazon obviously still on a nice down channel here. Did anyone play this today on Amazon? This was the easiest play today that I saw for myself. So what I did on this one, when I sent you guys the charts, was the 3-month candles on this. And I usually use 3-month candles kind of to gauge the market and see, how are we doing, right? So when you do that, you're able to notice a couple of things, right? So there's your pin bar here. You guys see the reversal pin bar immediately here. And then it really hasn't moved. I mean, when you think about this stock, look, it traps people here. We went with the VIX and then it dumped. And then it kind of created, like a zone here where if it breaks 3,100, it has a chance to dump. And that's what they did. But I also found that this was a previous breakout level from July 2018, and it hit it perfectly. So this level for a retest was 2050. Fortunately, I was very busy freaking on the wrong day today. And look what happened. At 2048, and it went to 2217 to our VPOC level here. And I mean, these contracts, guys, they paid so much. They went from 3.6 to 48. And that's why you start with the higher time frames and then you go to the lower time frames, so HTF to LTF. And look at this. I mean, they're just hitting everything perfect here. Like every single one of them was. Here's this one now, and then tomorrow if we break that 2144, where do you guys think we go?
Up 2217.
22. Potentially yes, but there's an imbalance that they didn't test.
Yeah.
They did not test that imbalance, which lines up. Watch now. Here you go. So remember, when you have a fresh supply like this, the next hit to the supply will probably make a lower high. So like this one here, you see this? Let me just hide these. I'm sorry about these candles. Somebody messed up in my color scheme a little bit. So I'm hurting. And if you look at this right now, just kind of show you. You see this pin bar here? Well, it triggered a sell-off, right? I mean, from here, it went 22, it went to 2144, 80 points. So if I was to draw kind of like a, let's say, area from here to here, just look where we came now. We came right back to it. We hit it once here. We came back, bounced off a major 3-month, candles level, and then we bounced up to it. And look at this. We hit it perfectly. And now I would not be surprised, in order to show weakness, is that we come to about this 2188 and that we dump. So everything is pointing right now that we have a repeat open, like a Y typical day, and then that we scale out, retest one more time, and then dump towards the end of the day. So, but I'm just telling you what it looks like to me. Doesn't mean that I have a bias or not. And usually when you trade, like, you know, so a lot of good traders will tell you this, right? So what kind of buy should you have per day when you see a setup? You should have a really bearish setup, because you should play the bear flags, because look at these candles that they're building up. And just now they're slowing down on selling. So then you look at the 3 days, look, selling, 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 and now it's reducing. And the best thing you can do is you can switch to the Ashi candles, right? And see if the candles are getting smaller. And I would say so, right? They're getting smaller and they're more inside the previous candle. You see how it started picking up more. I still think the bottom is not in. I think we're going to be very close to it, but I don't think Amazon's going to break 2,000 fairly easy. So this is a pretty massive drop. And then, you know, if you do something like, let's, so this would be the key levels off the fibs. And our truly golden fib right here at 22.44. So, I mean, if we want to kind of go over it, we really need to reclaim that. And then if you look at, like, let's say 4-hour candles, just regular ones. For me personally, it would be somewhere around here, 22.52. I would trust it to, you know, say, hey, we're slowly reversing on the market. If this did not occur here, this would be a really perfect setup. You guys see that? If the wick wasn't really, you know, on the top side here, that would have been really, really nice. They can't make your life easy. Okay, now this thing's gonna mess with me. I mean, there's a lot of indecision. I'm just looking to see, but there seems to be a lot of indecision candles here. Where do we close? Yeah, so I mean, it would be good if we can reclaim that 2150. There's a high chance that we go to this next area around 2188. I'd look for a rejection there, and then of course ecological 2200. So it could be a nice play tomorrow on this on Amazon. All right, let's see. We got a request for Roblox. Okay, somebody's buying Roblox. I don't know who's buying it, but somebody's buying it. Yeah, there's a lot of buying of Roblox. All right, so what I'm just checking to see is where is the anchored VWAP to tell me how far are we from people wanting this stock, right? So usually when you have a big gap between your anchored VWAPs like this, there's usually telling you the demand for it, right? So there's not a lot of demand for it just yet, because it's really, really far from all of it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I would not touch it till this level, but that's just me. Till 35 is broken, I really would not even touch it. Yeah, I'm just not. I was interested in this stock at one point, but thank God I didn't buy it. because our friend Nancy Pelosi did buy it. Yeah, so I would wait, for this to break 3506 to go long. It's probably going to have a rejection here of your previous lower high or lower low. So I would watch this level tomorrow, 29.52. If you want to play long, above 30, where was it? So it went 31. You would want it to be above this in order to take it long. So let's just take a look at 30 minutes. So this is going to be loaded with epochs, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, this is a nice bear flag here if you look at it. Yeah, this is a nice bear flag here. So I'd watch this right here. I mean, where they combine, and then if you add your epochs, it's going to give you a little answer on where you want to short it, probably around here somewhere. So there's 31. Do you now see why I rejected at 31.5? Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 1, 2, 3. Watch this. Perfect lineup on on this. And of course, we don't trade lines. We trade.
What'd you
And
set
look,
your value area at to get those different?
yeah, so what I did on this one, I changed it to be 25% just so I can highlight it and focus on 25% for the demand zones.
Oh, good
It's
idea.
been easier for me to draw the demand zones because, I don't trade HVN and LVNs as much, so it just makes it easier for me to see it. And then, I mean, there's a level here, which is just tapped, which was a VPOC before, right? So if it goes over 28.76 tomorrow, there's a strong chance it goes 30. If you want to scalp that, play it, sure. I just don't like playing Roblox much at all. I think they had a short covering. That's what this looks like to me. So this here would be a really nice area for shorting, guys, again.
They had
And it
earnings
could,
right there.
when's the earning? Oh, they had ER. Oh, they had bad ER. Yeah, I think this is going to dump. Everything's pointing towards this VPOC also here. Well, no longer VPOC, but yeah, this area here of 30 might be tested, and 30, 31, that would be good. Short. Clear. Wow. Okay, dump square at 64. Guys, if you have any Roth accounts, I missed the ad on 64, but if I can get it back, I'll take it. Wow. Unless they know something about the stock that I don't. This is a pretty good Roth ad for me. So we got 2 touches so far on it, and there has to be a bigger time frame channel here somewhere. Okay, so that was our 61.8. They brought it back all the way, guys. Do you see where they brought it back? Remember, we talked about this a lot of times, and a lot of people don't want to believe that they bring it back to the level of demand. Look at this. I mean, this is crazy, man. Here's your pre-COVID highs, and they dumped it through it. Here's your imbalance that kind of occurred right here. There's a little candle here around 60 there, and then, that's your demand within a demand. But man, like, guys, this was at $300, and you dumped this company to 64. That is, I mean, yeah. I think it's a pretty good ad for shares right here. Doesn't mean you take your full account and you add it. It just means you scale shares in, and if it dips more, you add more. But this looks good. I mean, this looks pretty solid. Let me just check 30 minutes one more time. Yeah, there's another channel here. I hope there's a VPOC here somewhere in 80 to 85. It needs to be there. Come on, give me one here somewhere. Ha, yeah, 85. Oh, this is an easy trade tomorrow. This is easy money tomorrow. I would not play 0DT on this. They're gonna trap you in the contract. Yeah, I would definitely play, you know, if it breaks this or if it dumps. So you have a level here, and then you have this VPOC 74. So this could be a really nice bounce tomorrow. Don't play the first pop on this. Don't ever play first pop on Square. So I've studied it a little bit. You want it to go here and then play the retest. And this has potential to literally go all the way to this area. And you guys see this little indecision candle that triggered the selling? I mean, you know, obviously see the volume that came right afterwards. It's right here. Like it's potentially headed to 85. Does that make sense? This could be easy money tomorrow. It could go literally to $80 tomorrow and right at open. And then fade and then continue maybe a week after. So if the markets get their shit together. Okay, Square, Crowd's good. Who's okay, I figured I was like, who is requested? It's Omar. I know he loves Crowd. The only thing is it has a nice bear pennant on 30 minutes. Omar, what are you seeing on it? I know you're not asking for no reason. Unmute yourself. Yeah, so this.
Hello? Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey, what's up, Shorty?
Hey, man. A long time no talk.
That's a fact, my guy. Now I was just requesting it because I'm just completely beat down. It's a great company, Cybersecurity, right? So I'm thinking if we can get a move higher on the markets, tech overall, we can see a nice rally on Crowd. I'm also looking at the hourly chart. I'm seeing a bullish MACD divergence. Maybe we can get something something there for some upside. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I like it. I just want to make sure it doesn't break this bear flag.
I mean, of course, if it breaks, we'll take a lower.
Yeah, but let's see. I mean, it has some nice VPOCs here. I think they sold the security, you know, just because everything else sold off. I don't think security was necessarily ready to sell off. I think the cyber tech war is not done yet. Wow, do you see something here? That is a nasty supply here at 200. That is just fucking filthy here. This is just a I mean, it's gonna come back here. It's probably gonna be back here within 4 weeks. There's a potential that it literally pumps to this here.
You said 4 weeks?
Yeah, when's the earnings?
That's funny because the earnings is June 2nd.
So it has a potential to go to 200 within 4 weeks.
Interesting.
Whew. I mean, look, how much can you find, like, is it June 4th?
What?
June 3rd. See how much are 200 on this thing, man.
Copy.
This might pop.
69 cents.
Yeah.
I like
All right, Shorty. Interesting.
the
Fine.
setup on this.
Those are signs.
I
That's my
really
favorite
like the
number.
setup. I mean, it
All
has
right.
potential to explode, guys.
What's your level for upside?
Oh, these are the levels right here. So
Oh,
if you, all the white ones are my levels. So break
gotcha.
151, 164, 180. If you break 180, you're going to, well, there's this little strong. Of course, I would scale out, right? I mean, anything between 199 and 200, right? That's the area because there's a VPOC here, double VPOC
Yeah.
here, and then a strong supply here. You know, I wouldn't be interested going long over 200 because that's $60 away. I'd play the bounce here. I'd buy those. I'll probably buy 100 pack on those 200 tomorrow and just
Perfect.
let it go.
Added it to my list. Let's go.
And that might go well tomorrow. Well, if this is a 130 now, where's these scalers below 200?
Must be.
Oh,
What about your baby Sentinel? How's that doing?
oh my God, they sold the crap. Hold on, they sold the crap out of these. This was at $400.
Yep.
Wow, this is a really good stock, guys. And their services, yeah, this is like the Apple of security.
Yeah, you talked about this before about a friend of yours, right? I got
Oh
this.
yeah. I bought this at $42. I don't have it anymore, but yeah, this was. So remember what we talked about, like your Wyckoff theory? So this was your demand zone right here. This was your test. They came back to it. They ran it. They reaccumulated here. They never retested that level. So these boys that bought it here, they never sold it. They sold it on the top. And now the new buyers are like, oh my, this is a value buy. And when you think about it, 380 to 140, you're going to find some buyers here. Unless the sellers are heavy. To me, this is a no-brainer. And this is May 25th, 6th. This, I don't like to swing in this market, but this might be worth swinging. Because if you think about it, one sector that can change the perception of earnings is this one here, is the InfoSec.
Has any cybersecurity had their ER yet?
No, they all go together, kind of.
You're right. These are setting up for swings here.
Yeah, this is really setting up for nice. I'll actually take this as well. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, this has potential to 150 probably by next week. Yeah, 150.28. I mean, it's written all over it. There's some, yeah, security looks good. And all of these are VPOCs here. Every single one is a VPOC. That tells you this was really orchestrated selling on this right here. How often do you have 5 VPOCs in a row, man? Like, that's really a rare. That's not a VPOC, but that's, and look, same concept here. I mean, look at these ranges. Like, you break this level of 155, you have 172 next. And this looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll probably play the break right here tomorrow. Just FYI, this will be my buy zone for the further out contracts towards the month end, 27th. Yeah, good find. So we did that one. Google. Did it break 2,000? Oh, wow. Holding on. We'll come back here. There's a little bit more to drop. It's a lagger compared to everybody else. It'll come back here. It was just bouncing off this liquidity zone. They're gonna crush this liquidity zone soon. You guys see that? That's where retail had a stop loss of some kind. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you wanna play along, hide these things. That was a nice channel on 65 too. Yeah.
Got a quick question for you.
Yep, sure.
When you
I think I lost you. I would short this below this candle right here. I would say short below 2190. And, I mean, just Creepox probably has a bunch too. If you want to ask your question, yeah, definitely go.
I was just saying when you're utilizing when you identifying based off of the indecision candle when you're identifying imbalance. Have you ever seen it to where there's two indecision candles at the beginning of a move, whether it's upside or downside? How do you determine which one to use, or are they?
But you can't be wrong, right? If it's two indecision candles, you can't be wrong. Just grab the biggest one, grab the smaller one, color them differently, and it's gonna tell you, right? As you approach it, you're gonna see if it's respecting one or the other. So you can't be wrong with either one. You can, if you look at it here, there's two here, right? If you look at it, there's one here, there's one here. The worst thing you can do is say, hey, when you come back to this zone, I'm going top to bottom. You can bounce here, or, if you fall through it, go short it. So tomorrow, 2150 will be a nice bounce on this. Then it can go, to 2200. You can definitely short it below this 2243. You want to short it there. It has room to go all the way to 2200, and then if it loses that 2190, we got the 2140 area for it, which would be a nice drop. Yeah, and you just pay attention to the volume on imbalances. You want to catch where the volume pops. So for instance, right, if you look at this one here, this was a nice pop, right? You had a nice candle, and then you had a nice kind of candle pop right from it. So this level here becomes pretty crucial as a demand item. So I'll just draw it for a second here. And you see here, look, it popped, and look what happened. It ripped right from it. And now it dipped below it. There's a strong chance, that it can come back and kind of revisit this 2262 because it has that POC there. And then has that supply there that once it taps it, there's a strong chance it's going to reject it. And we're hitting that hammer, the pin bar here. So let's see. But the 30-minute has a really nice channel here. So
Have you found that when a VPOC is visited, that it loses its magnetism after it's been hit before, or does that?
Yeah, of course. So that's why it's called the first time it doesn't get hit, it's called a VPOC. If it's been hit, it's no longer VPOC. It's just a regular POC. So a VPOC is 10 times stronger than a POC. So of course, if the POC has been hit, it loses itself. Like it's no longer, a VPOC, so no longer as strong as it was before. So that's how we play it, right? So the key is, do you understand what VPOC is?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So once the VPOC's been retested, it's no longer VPOC. And I think we charted this before, but I usually never chart Kroger, but it needs to come back here to this demand zone here. This one right here, about 51. This is a great company for, if you have kids, if you have their accounts, this is a great company to have in your portfolio. And I mean, if you look at COVID highs or lows, this was probably a no-brainer for a lot of people. Anything below 20 on this, this is a no-brainer. They pay really good dividends too. So this company is a no-brainer. Not here at these levels, because it's approaching a gap right here. And so below 52 has a strong chance to drop even more than the gap itself. But they pay dividends, so now they're probably going to accumulate here. Well, it's paid out today, so you could see a sell-off on this tomorrow. Do you guys see anything interesting on this right here?
Didn't show. Was that a hit? Oh, that's a bearish pennant, right?
Yeah, you have a bear flag right here. It's a bear pennant. So I mean, if you break this level here, 53.15, which is not far, it's about less than it's like $1 away. I would definitely short this guy here. But they're going to get rid of it now. They want it cheaper. The only reason why they didn't get rid of it is the dividends. And same thing happened on Apple. Remember, everybody was saying Apple was lagging. Well, it's because people are waiting for the dividends. You're not. If you have millions of shares of Apple, you're not going to, get rid of it and not collect your dividends. I mean, that'd be stupid. So the same thing on Kroger here. I would definitely watch this. Okay, let's see. We cover Google firm. I'm never trading a firm again, so they're done with me. Yeah, I mean, how was their earnings?
It was good.
I mean,
I think it was up like 25.
I would not touch it till probably 20 until this indecision candle here, 2064 is broken. I would
It's
not
at the
be.
25 after hours.
Oh, it pumped?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And look where it danced. Right at that level. So 24.
Oh, did you mean to? Oh, come on, bro.
What?
Come on. I was about to message you guys too, just on the Discord.
What are you
Fucking
talking about?
deal. What the hell are you rocking? It looks like a Kraber. What is that?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Is it any good?
He might be on the phone or something.
Oh. Yeah, this would be 24.53. I'm allergic to the stock, so I don't even want to look at it too much. I'll look at it for whoever wants to message it.
Bag
But
hole.
Well, Facebook.
let's take a look at it. Facebook had a really easy setup. So I would take it over 24.53 as a nice little channel. So you can take it there or take it over this little midline channel and then go. Let's see, Facebook. What happened today on Facebook? Did it do what we wanted it to do? No. So it bounced right there where we said short it. So we said shorted here. Did anyone short it at 189.79? I mean, that's a pretty good drop, guys. $3 on it.
You had 186, I think.
Well, I think I had two. I gave you guys live. I gave you this level 189, and if you're not confident in shorting this for $3, you have the opportunity to short it below this 186, but it bounced literally on the penny, because this shoulder here, we talked about it during the watch list. So if you go in like, maybe 5 minutes, it had a completed pattern here. So this is what I was kind of going for. Is right here. I was playing on this, but I was shorted only below the right shoulder low here, which was this one here. And then it went to the bottom of this wick, and that's probably where you want to get out. But now it looks like it's kind of forming like on 5 minutes cup and handle. You look at 15 minutes, you don't want to really touch it till this is broken here. Let me delete this pattern so it doesn't bother us. Because now this is going to act as double bottom. So if you're really, really strict, you want to short it right below the 186, unless we find some interesting level to go short from the upper side, right? And then I'm pretty sure there's going to be a VPOC lined up somewhere with this. Okay, there it goes. Wow. So, I mean, yeah, just in a choppy range right now. Yeah, maybe 193 could be a nice rejection, because if I'm looking at this volume profile correctly here, it has, a big kind of volume profile here, like a little shelf, but not really that sticks out. It's more around this area that I'd be interested to look for shorting from the previous level, which lines up with 196, 195 area there. And then there's a little indecision on this area, so it confirms it. Yeah, so I'll be interested to see if it can go over 193. You can play it 195-ish, and then I would be aware of this trend line here, and then see if it rejects here. If you see weakness, short it from that side to the bottom. Okay, snow. Well, this is getting destroyed. Yeah, it has a little bit to go. Let's see if we can get this channel from here. So you want it to be inside this channel here if you want to go long. Let's see how. So it's still outside of it. A lot of sellers there. Somebody's bored, huh? Yeah, I would take the long over this level here, over this line here, about 147.2 to 150. I mean, if you want to play the, you know, the inside outside candles, just take it over the high of 141. Be aware you have this trend line here that's rejected 3 times so far. So if it breaks this, it has potential to go about 150. And then I didn't see anything interesting on the volume profile. It just looks like it's being bought up right now. So over this level, I guess, let's call it 146.5. You have a potential for 155. So about $10 on this. That'll be the trigger on it.
I've got one last one for you, Shorty.
There goes.
Can you take a look at the bonds, TNX?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just. There's Nvidia. This one's fairly easy. So, I mean, you kind of want to get out of this down channel here. So the break for 167 is long. And then you have a double bottom right here. So if you want to go short, you want to below this level here. And then, yep. So that's pretty much it on this one. When I said that this was going to 100s, people were like, "You're fucking crazy. It's Nvidia. It's all the best graphics cards." And I said lose 240, you're headed down, and here we are. $100 later. Still valid. I mean, it's gonna take time to recover this. A lot of people are betting on a quick recovery, but man, it's not gonna happen. Yep. So I mean, it might get a bounce here. You know, it can play in these ranges that it's in now. It needs a relief. I mean, even if I was to add what it's, this is probably fucking oversold here. Look, on 3 days, guys, this is oversold. So, and I'm pretty sure on 1 day, you know, every time you came here, you got a bounce, like a little pop. You got a pop here. Let me check weekly. There's a little bit more room to go, but this is the lowest it's been since, I guess, 2019 from RSI perspective. And then, you know, some people do this stuff on RSI. So it looks like a falling wedge on RSI right here. So, I mean, it has a potential for a bounce here. When is the earnings on this? They probably just had it. Oh, never mind. Ooh, guys, this might be worth the swing too on the video, like 200 calls. On this, probably not the worst idea for like, what is it, May 27th, we said? Yeah, May 27th. I don't know how much they are. If somebody's got tossed up, if you want to check, that'd be great. Yeah, but this looks pretty good.
For what? What stock was that?
This is Nvidia. It looks pretty good. 200 for May 27th. This looks.
That's May 25th.
The earnings, right?
Yeah.
Well, how much are the 200 calls for the 27th?
I got you. Hold on. Somebody said 1.5. I'm checking right now.
That is fairly cheap, guys. I might just scoop a few of those tomorrow. It might be worth to play, honestly. Because if you look at it, you know, just on a candles perspective, I mean, this is where your volume kind of comes in. And look, kind of right at 200, you're thinking about revisiting that level. And what a better way to do it accumulate it at 150 and then sell it. Send it all the way to 200 and even more. This stock won't stay this low, guys. This is a really good company. So it has a really strong supply zone here, 186-ish. Has a VPOC there and then a 2x POC right here at 188. So really tight range here. I would probably get out, if this starts pushing. But it looks good, guys. This looks solid for a swing. All right, Omar, what was the other one that you wanted?
TNX.
Some 10-year bonds. Wow.
So the only reason I bring this up is because fundamentally, when bonds go lower, that basically means that these longer term, larger investors are getting into these safer investments, right? Which would mean that, fundamentally they feel that economy is going to go down, but what that means for stocks is actually bullish, specifically tech. There's that inverse relationship, right? So this is my mind working right now. This is what I'm thinking about. And I want to get your technicals on this.
I mean, it looks good. It could create a cup and handle here. I mean, if you think about it, it's been creating it for some time now. So if this is the start of it, I mean, you want to watch out. So even if it pulls back, right? So from this move, so you want it to dip below the 61A to invalidate that handle. But here's your key levels right here. If you see a bounce at this 2.575, we're going to be creating a cup and handle. And this, I mean, if this tells you anything, you're looking at a move that's pretty aggressive.
Oh, immense.
You're looking at a really, really high move. So this would probably go to like 6, 7. So somewhere around here. Somewhere around here that it would go. And, it has strong resistance points on that area. So, but I mean, highs are what, 2008 or 81 is the highs? Huh. I think we're saying because 87 was a bad year too. So yeah, I mean, it could happen, but let's see if we dip it below 2575. It should be good. What's TLT doing then? Okay, TLT already took a turn. So obviously they're selling the 20-year, but it looks like we're going to reverse. You see that?
Yes.
We're going to be reversing on this. I mean, that's a tweezer bottom right here. This is a perfect tweezer bottom candle. Then you want to check your LQD. If this is turning around on the bullish side, that might be a good thing. There goes your corporate bonds. It wants to reverse. This is pre-COVID highs, I believe. Or lows, sorry. Let's see. It's right around there. I mean, $7 away from pre-COVID lows. I think we're going to turn around on tech here, like as I'm expecting. That's why I'm giving you guys some swings on the video on, the security. I think we're going to be turning around here.
And
I told you guys last week that this was potentially the bottom here. A couple of points, scare people, because now what they want to do is they want to bait you into getting more puts. And then once you get more puts, that they're like, okay, well, thanks. We're going to go up.
And if you need one more confluence point, the dollar's losing momentum right now. It's going to start dropping.
I mean, look at it. Look at it on the weekly.
Wait, I'm on the hourly chart, though.
I mean, just look at it on the weekly. I mean, I'm not an RSI expert, but this is pretty fucking extended.
The Swiss franc's almost even.
Say it again.
I said the Swiss franc is almost even dollar for dollar.
That is crazy, man. Come on. We've been printing money like it's free in America. Like, But this is a major supply zone here.
The euro dropped down to like $1.04.
Wow.
Shorty, when you look at these, are you looking at it through the context of like a bear market rally, or looking at it from like a reversal of some kind?
Well, I'm looking, because we had a bear market rally. I mean, when you think about it, right? So if you look at NQs, for instance, we've dropped over 30% on NQs from all-time highs. Right. So if I go here and I just grab this, you drop 30%. That's actually a correction, right? In terms of financials and technicals, you completed a correction on it. So right now I'm looking to see if you're going to get a really strong push to go on the upper side, because money has to be going somewhere. Only a handful of investors sits on cash, like Warren Buffett and a few others. But, the pension funds and those boys, they usually buy, it's just like you. When you buy 401k, you don't tell the company, hey, don't buy SPY here, I'm going to wait. Or they just, every month, they get they get their money rolling in and they're like, okay, go buy SPY. So I would expect that, some buying is going to be happening here at these levels to push it back up. Not necessarily 12-time, highs, but even like this level on NQ, like 13 to 12.3. I'm sorry, 12.79. I thought that was a 3. Yeah, I'm getting tired. 12.79. I mean, you have 13, and then 13.5 is a major resistance on it. I mean, that's 2,500 points away or 2,000 points away. Let me check. Yeah, but I think we might be reversing here, and like I mentioned last week, I think the bottom is in.
Ooh. Thanks.
Well, let's see. I mean, hard to predict, but I've started buying shares. I've told you guys. I've been loading up on Amazon. I like Shop. Shop is really attractive here because they're doing a split, 10-to-1 split, guys. I mean, this will be $35. And you guys think this guy was just like doing it for shits and giggles here? Yeah, there's volume here that only way this volume is the second highest volume since February 11th. Does that tell you anything? Yeah, they're buying the hell out of this. They're starting, maybe even today was the first day they started buying this. Second highest volume since COVID drop. So this is a pretty good one to have in your portfolio, in my opinion. Especially if you have younger kids, this is a great ad, in my opinion, here.
Do you do any long-term options on these?
Yeah, why not? You can definitely do some leaps on this.
This shop right there.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. PayPal. PayPal is another company I think is just a good company to have in your portfolio. Wow, it's 74. And it's just been getting rocked. Also from 300s. Yep. Funny enough, it came back to the imbalance order, huh? And it dropped below it. Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, this is way oversold, guys. This is like, wow. How's monthly on this? Look at the monthly here on RSI. If you believe in RSI, look at this. It's pretty much all-time low. Yeah, I mean, this is bananas. Like, to drop it this much on a pretty solid company. So even leaps on this, probably good, like 2024, 150s, 200s, I don't know how much they are. But if you're a leap guy and you're Roth IRA, this is probably good. For day trading, let's look at 15. Yeah, so 76.58 should be your entry if you're gonna play it tomorrow. And then probably has a area here on the VPSV. Let's check. There goes double XPSC. Yep, so 76 breaks, there's a strong chance that it goes to about 80. I would start scaling out at 78.6. Long, scale, and close it. 1-0 DTs. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Covered a few tickers. I think we have a good plan on some of them. I'll wake up earlier tomorrow and write up some of these and post them for you guys in the Shorty's channel, so you guys have it as a reference, and you can mark it as well.
The man, Shorty. Appreciate it.
Shorty.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Shorty.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.